2021, I also filed a resolution, HCR 36, that requested the department to look into feasibility of at least remarking or dedicating 2 lanes coming off of the bridge to help with the traffic flow. I am in complete agreement with Representative McMakin. Eliminating this exit will only help to reduce or remove part of the factors that lead to this being the worst chokehold or bottleneck in the country. Naturally, I am here on behalf of many of the constituents and residents and commuters from the west side of the river. And what used to be a 30-minute commute can now be almost an hour and a half to 2 hours. And doing whatever we can to reduce this chokehold is necessary. This will not completely solve the problem, as Secretary Donahue will tell you. There are other things that we need to do. I am a strong proponent of a new crossing over the river. Naturally, a new bridge is needed. But doing something to make this area and this route safer and also remove one of the obstacles that creates the largest chokehold on Interstate 10 across America is necessary. So I want to thank the Governor's Office, Secretary Donahue, Representative McMakin, and at this time I want to introduce Secretary Donahue.
Yeah, you're right. You good? Nope, this is me. Good morning, everyone. It is my great pleasure to join Representatives McMakin and Brown in marking a large milestone in the removal of the I-10 Washington Street exit. As Representative McMakin stated, the I-110 Terrace Street exit was opened several years ago to provide an alternative route for individuals using I-110 to access the same areas served by the I-10 Washington Street exit. In order to prevent these individuals from crossing multiple lanes of traffic to use the exit. Even so, today, approximately 1,600 vehicles per day, 75% of the individuals using this exit, continue to engage in dangerous weaving from I-110 to use the Washington Street exit, leading to increased congestion and collisions on I-10 in the heart of Baton Rouge. By closing the Washington Street exit, we will redirect traffic to the Terrace exit from I-110 and the Nicholson Highland exit from I-10, which are fully capable of accommodating these travelers. The process of closing the Washington Street exit involves 2 decision points from our federal partners: the approval of an interchange modification report, or IMR, and satisfaction of the provisions of the National Environmental Policy Act. Today, I am very happy to say that we are well on our way to meeting the first milestone with the formal submission of the IMR to FHWA. With the support of our legislature, as reflected in HCR 74, our local FHWA division, led by Mindy Roberson, and the support of Mayor President Sid Edwards' administration, we expect the IMR to be approved in short order. In this project, we will not be physically removing the ramp, but will close the exit and install barriers. Full removal of the ramp will be performed in connection with the I-10 widening project. We will perform striping work, remove the exit signage, and will also be making improvements to Laurie Burgess Avenue. At the completion of this work, drivers will have notice of the lane's end at least a half-mile upstream, encouraging consolidation of I-10 well in advance of the lane's termination. As part of the federally required NEPA process, we have been consulting with the local community to gather feedback on how this project will impact them. We completed this outreach last week, and the deadline to provide comments is February 23rd. Following review and evaluation of this information, we will request FHWA's approval to proceed to construction. This project aligns with our long-term objectives to improve traffic flow and capacity along the I-10 corridor, enhancing safety and simplifying traffic patterns for all users. Many thanks to Representatives McMakin and Brown for their continued support of DOTD, as well as our federal and local partners and project manager Ryan Morvant, and especially to the Louisiana Transportation Research Center for fabricating this mock-up of the Washington Street exit off-ramp for today's press conference. And with that, we will be happy to answer any questions.
Unrelated to the widening project, but you announced the Page Rights cameras. I was wondering if we made any progress on the cameras initiative.
I'm sorry, announce the...
Page Rights initiative cameras that are going up along the interstate. Can you tell us where we are in the progress of that?
So are you referring to the license reader cameras for safety?
Yes.
So that we do have a memorandum of understanding with the state police that has been in place. We have those cameras in multiple locations along the interstate as it is, and so subject to the installation by whatever entity is requesting them, there is an ongoing process, and so there may be funding. I'm not certain if there are particular locations that are at issue, but we have for quite some time accommodated installation of license reader cameras for law enforcement.
Two questions. You said that you think that IMR will be improved in short order.
Yes.
Can you maybe define that a little more?
So at least I will say that our agreement with FHWA and the Stewardship and Oversight Agreement, I believe it provides for a 30-day review time. Not always are those adhered to, but given the information and the data that was collected, all of which fully supports elimination of the exit, I would expect that timeline to apply in this circumstance.
Okay, and then thank you. The follow-up question is, what can you say about the NEPA approval process?
So the NEPA approval process, we've discussed this previously. The requirement is that you go out there and understand the impacts that will result from any particular action. Again, this was part of elimination or modification of the exit was already part of the I-10 widening project. And so we had benefited from existing outreach that had been performed already. And so basically we just had to go back out and canvass the folks to see if there was any opposition, to inform ourselves of what those individuals may feel about the removal of the exit. Once we have all that in, we will go through, and if there are any comments that address improvements or concerns, we will address those and then submit the final document that lists all of the input, any responses that DOTD has, and submit that back to FHWA. And so both with the IMR and with the NEPA approvals, those are all reserved to the federal government. DOTD has to go and do the work and submit it, and then they get the final say on whether it is sufficient.
Are there any policy changes being considered to prevent future bottlenecks in the major future infrastructure projects like this one?
So I think that there's always been a policy of reducing congestion. Now, as far as specific projects, we do have several that are in the works. Of course, we've got the I-10 widening project that's going on right here in Baton Rouge. We do have the new Mississippi River Bridge South that's going to be located in Iberville Parish. And then Representative McMakin and Senator Franklin Foyle from Baton Rouge also allocated some money to DOTD to begin studying basically a bypass from west of the new bridge, the Horace Wilkinson Bridge, to divert some I-10 traffic that's going eastbound onto the Huey P. Long Bridge, the old bridge. And so that is also being evaluated currently for feasibility and constructability.
I do know you just said that the feds essentially have the final say in putting their stamp of approval on this. Are you able to speak to when you hope or anticipate that you might get the go-ahead to shut down the exit?
So I will say that things are a little bit up in the air with the new administration and some of the initiatives that are being undertaken. And so I will say FHWA, I'm sure as many other federal agencies, are kind of adjusting a little bit. And so the pathway that may have been a lot clearer 6 months ago, that we have to wait for them to sort out. But the entire goal of all of those new initiatives are to speed up the process and to remove red tape. And so my hope would be that this would be something that goes a lot quicker than it might have otherwise.
Well, we thank you all for coming. We're going to have a ceremonial smashing of Washington Street now. They cut open Terrace Street 2019. Today we're going to smash Washington Street, ceremonial. and I'll answer your question. He can't say it, I can. By Christmas, I want this exit shut down. So I'm going to stay on FHWA, stay on them, stay on our federal partners. That by Christmas time, you come over the bridge, no more Washington Street to get off. Glasses on? Glasses on?
Absolutely.
You got the dangerous spot, Chad.
Ready, guys?
I'm ready.
1, 2, 3.
Very nice.
Here.
Very nice.
Thank you all for coming today. We
Thank y'all.
appreciate it. Thank y'all.